We thought they avoided embarrassment by not getting swept. Well, guess what? We were wrong. They got embarrassed last night in Game 5, and the baseball season is now over.
I think you can make a case that might be the most painful 25 minutes in my New York sporting lifetime. Absolutely sickening. I mean, listen, I understand it's the day after the World Series. Yankees are done, and I'm supposed to have a solution. Now, maybe down the road, later in the show, I've got a few for you pertaining to last night. I don't know what anybody wants me to tell them. I mean, you're supposed to catch pop-up, buddy. You got to catch that ball. The Volpe play, 7 feet to your right. Don't spike it like a knuckleball in the dirt. By the way, Jazz, make the play. Help him out. It's a one-hop. That's an easy play.
Maybe his chain got in the way.
Yeah, it was actually pretty sweet. I did like the chain, and when he hit the home run, I liked it. But, I mean, come on. I mean, so make the play, and now you walk everybody. It was just a complete unmitigated circus. It was really as egregious, as pathetic, as unexpected, even though the Yankees have been, whether it's base running or kicking the ball around. And in large part, that's who they've been. But I'm watching this game unfold, and I'm sitting there saying, there's no way. What is this, like February 27th? And they're playing a split squad game down in Tampa with a bunch of 19-year-old kids who are ticketed to go to rookie ball, who are learning how to play the professional game. This is the World Series. How the hell do you drop a pop-up? It's disgusting what happened last night. There's no way around it, man. And the crazy thing is, they actually took the lead, but Sal, I'm watching this, and
5-0. You had to be feeling good.
I'm feeling good.
Bags packed. Everybody getting set, ready for LA. Game 6. Start making a plan Saturday night.
Listen, if you really want to be a jerk, and maybe you're saving this for later in the show, just go and look at some of my tweets there at some point. I want more. I want blood. Not enough blood is trickling.
Yeah, maybe we'll read those. Yeah,
later. We can read them. We'll have some fun. It's fine. I mean, when you have a little fun on social media and your team's flexing, and then just understand it can come back to bite you. And it came back to bite the Yankees, and the Yankee fans in the worst conceivable way. I really don't know how to process this, because the things that, while they are a flawed team, all right, they have been for a while, really for years at this point, and we'll get to that later, and how that could change and maybe end, what the solution is. Dude, I mean, this is something from the moment that you are 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, whenever you first start to play baseball and your dad throws, or your grandpa, your uncle, your brother throws that first underhanded flip to you. Hey, Joey, come on, Bobby. Come on, Sal. Catch the ball, Sally.
Which one do you think's worse?
I think the pop-up to Aaron Judge is the absolute most unforgivable defensive play in the history of the New York Yankees. And I'll tell you what, we were talking about this, Hoff, and I want to give Hoff credit here. I'm not going to steal this. He said, like, if it was Game 7, you can make the case that inning was collectively worse than, or Game 6, collectively worse than Buckner. I mean, that's because the drawn-out nature, where so many Yankees had a chance to just make the most basic routine play.
I don't think the Volpe one was as basic. I know.
I disagree. No, I disagree. I'm not trying to cut you off. Disagree. You're a Gold Glove shortstop.
Well, they say he's a Gold Glove shortstop. I'm not buying it.
I mean, fine, but the records will state that he was a Gold Glove shortstop last year. Literally, whatever. We could debate that. I'm not doing that now. He won the Gold Glove. The ball is 4 feet to your right. It's a simple play. Now, I understand that there's depth and positioning and runners going to the spot where you try to throw the ball. I won't hear about it. Make the play, flip it, get a good grip, and he's out by 1.5 feet. It's not even particularly close. Easy play. So all the checkpoints the Yankees had to resolve this disaster of an implosion, it comes down to one thing. Actually, two things. Now they had the physical errors, but the way it was really topped off was a combination. It's tough to do. I'll give them credit. This is hard to. This is almost Jets-like when you think about it. It was a combination of a mental and a physical error. The Rizzo-Cole situation. I mean, they have been hitting 2 hoppers back to the mound since February 12th. And for neither man to know what to do, or not, even if they know it and not do it, might be the second most unforgivable defensive meltdown in Yankees history. I love Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge will never, it has to be said, will never, ever, ever be looked at the same. You dropped a pop-up in the World Series that cost your team basically the game.
Yeah, it wasn't just that play, though. I mean, that play was maybe the most unforgivable, and that's why I say the Volpe one, like, that stuff happens. I don't care how good a defensive player you are, and it shouldn't happen in the World Series, and it certainly shouldn't happen in that spot, but that happens. You're going to your right.
I haven't seen that happen this entire year. I've watched almost every Yankee and Met game. I mean, I haven't seen Judge do that. I didn't see Grisham drop a pop-up. I didn't see Bader do that. I didn't see Taylor. I didn't see one New York center fielder do that the whole year.
No, that I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the Volpe play.
Gotcha, go ahead.
The Volpe play happens. It's in the hole. He's going over. Kike Hernandez, running the third base. Like, obviously you got to make the play, especially for a Gold Glover in the World Series. But still, like, that happens. All right, the ball gets stuck in his hand. He makes a bad throw. And Jazz can't pick it out of the dirt. You had twofold right there. Mm-hmm. The Judge thing and the Cole/Rizzo thing.
Yep.
That can't happen.
No.
That can't happen ever.
No.
Let alone in the World Series. Like, neither of those should ever happen throughout the course of an entire series, let alone an elimination game in the World Series.
I'm sitting there watching this unfold, and I'm actually almost laughing at myself. Like,
you too?
Are they actually?
Yeah. Oh no, dude. That was seriously. That was
bad. Are
bad.
they actually doing this? Is this actually happening? And it's like, it's one thing if they come out and, all right, they beat up on the Dodgers bullpen the previous night. It was a fun night. Volpe was amazing. I was there. I'll never forget the night. It was great. It was great. And then, but it'd be in quite the other, like, set of circumstances. If they come out last night, Sal, and Garrett Cole, has a 36 first pitch inning, walks 3 or 4 guys, gives up a bloop, gives up a blast, and the Dodgers put up a 4 spot rather than the Yankees getting to 5 fast. The Yankees went from one team literally that started to look like a team that could mess around and do something that nobody I know Yamamoto would have been tough, but you can't help.
Well, even just get to a game 6.
Which nobody would have done in the history of baseball in the World Series, as we talked about. And obviously you deal with Rodon and Yamamoto in game 6 Friday night, but you can't help but sit there and think, all right, it's going to L.A., and now, hey, maybe there is a little destiny. Maybe there is a little magic. Maybe that aura's coming back.
Pressure on the Dodgers.
Yeah. I mean, but like to come out and look so amazing and then with instantaneously transform into this team that it was like a combination of being drunk, being high, and being disinterested. And obviously being incredibly fundamentally flawed as they have been for a long time. Listen, a lot of times we overreact in this medium. That's the most unforgivable, disgraceful. I'm even going back to the Red Sox game, honestly. Like the Game 7 at the stadium with Vasquez and Kevin Brown. The Yankees jumped out and they had the Dodgers by the throat. They had them. They were going to squeeze one more ounce of life out of them. And they said, nah, we're good. And now they got buried, and they deserve to lose.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Pat is on Long Island. What's up, Pat?
Yo, what's up, BT and Sal?
Patty.
That was when it was. I'm a Mets fan. When it was 5-0, I basically checked out of the game. I was like, all right, this is a wrap. It's going back to LA whenever the next game was going to be on Friday. Mm. But that was one of the biggest choke jobs I've ever seen in my life. I mean, talk about a meltdown. I think A-Rod said it on the postgame, too. It was the biggest meltdown he's seen in like 40 years or something. But something that's not going to get any
attention.
Attention.
Go ahead.
Tommy Canley coming in the 8th inning. The guy's throwing like 70 straight changeups. The guy walked the first 2 or gave up a hit. He loaded the bases. But so now it's time for King Cohen to go.
We'll get to that, Pat. Thanks for the call. Even I don't want to hear from that right now.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yet.
It's all we'll have that discussion.
No, we want to hear from Yankee fans. Dave is calling from Rockville Center. What's up, Dave?
David, what's happening, bud?
Hey, bad morning, BT. How you doing?
I'm good. I mean, listen, it's what it is. The Yankees absolutely choked.
I got to say, 2001 broke my heart, all right? Broke my heart, scarred me for life. However, with the Jets losing to the Patriots 43-3 in 2010 has taken second place as the most terrible game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This is the most terrible, awful, disgusting sporting game I've ever seen. Even if you're a Dodgers fan, you say to yourself, how terrible is that other team on the other side?
Yeah, I can promise you Dodgers fans aren't saying that, and nor should they be. But
they say thank you, but then they hold up the World Series trophy and spray the champagne.
BT, can you think of a worse loss for us? I
For
mean,
the
I
Yankees,
just, I can't think of it.
first of all, it's up there, and thanks for the call there, Dave.
Well, hold on.
It's definitely up there.
I just want to ask Dave one more. Dave, Sal
Go ahead,
here.
Sal.
Did it hurt more because you thought you were going to win up 5-0, or just because it was sloppy in general?
You know what? When you buy the lottery ticket to Mega Millions, you dream for those 20 minutes. And when he's sitting there throwing a no-hitter in the 5th inning,
Yep.
he gave up a hit. Okay, now it's a one-hitter. You're just thinking about, we're going to get on the plane to go. We're going to go to L.A. We're not going to be embarrassed and watch them celebrate at Yankee Stadium. Whatever happens, happens. It's 3-2 now. And they were destined to win that game. And all of those errors, I mean, that stuff just can't happen.
Well, that's what I was asking. Oh, sorry, Dave, and thank you for the call.
Thanks, buddy.
Is it worse, BT, because of like that inning would be an all-time horrific inning in general, but being up 5-0, feeling like the game was over, right or wrong, it was early on, but the way Cole was dealing, like you had to feel good.
I even thought about a no-hitter for a sec. I'm like, he's got 50 pitches. I mean, it looks pretty unhittable. Like, for a second, I thought about it.
He looked locked in, and maybe that's the biggest shame of this all. I know the Yankees season ended, but really, we were on the verge of watching an all-time great performance from Garrett Cole until the defense, and self-inflicted in Cole's case too, until the defense let him down. Now, Dodgers made him pay with some base hits, Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, whatever, but the defense ruined what was looking to be like a tremendous all-time World Series start. But because they had the 5-0 lead, and then you had the miscue after miscue, just unacceptable. Like, God, that was bad.
Well, that's why I said it's very different than, all right, you win the night before, it's fun, you avoid the sweep, and maybe, you kind of stave off the execution for a bit. But if the Yankees would have come out last night and, Freddie Freeman tattoos a 2-run moonshot right away, you start to process, all right, this, and I think most objective, sensible Yankee fans knew, maybe not as much before the series, but certainly during the series, that the Dodgers are simply much better. And I think you can kind of, start to, in your own mind, prioritize, all right, what do we need to do with this offseason? Yeah. Not that it's fun sitting through a shellacking, but it's a different range of emotions because if you come out and you get smacked early, there's no peak. When there's no peak of happiness, there's no fall. And when there's no fall, there's no despondency. And that's what takes you through this all-time crash. Maybe it's an all-time. It's somebody brought up the lottery before. I mean, honestly, it's like a stock market crash. It's like, wow. I mean, Wall Street was awesome. Whoa, Wall Street everybody lost everything. I mean, the high-low nature of last night. If you told me that going into, you could have told me the Yankees could have lost and Cole was okay and this guy did. There's no way anybody envisioned that. It was and it was an unforgivable mistake by Judge. I'm sorry. You can't drop a pop-up dude. We can sit here and talk about, he wasn't Reggie or he wasn't A-Rod or Matsui in 09. That's fine. That is baseball stuff. Hitting is hard. And I know he took a peek over at first base, and that's why he hit off his glove. Don't take a peek. Don't let it hit off your glove. You can catch that baseball, and I'm not being hyperbolic. You could catch that baseball with your bare hands without leather. It wasn't ripped. I can't believe he dropped the ball.
Which is why it's even, again, he made the error. He made the mistake, but it's not like it was some egregious thing. I don't even know how you missed that.
Me neither.
So even if you look away for a second, you still should be able to have your glove in the spot where you know that the ball is.
Yeah. I think he just, it was in the right spot. He just closed it too early. Well, even early, remember Edmund caught that ball right
in the palm of his hand.
I mean, even major leaguers, he caught it right in the pocket rather than the webbing. I get it, dude. It's a soft liner. You have to catch it.
That was as brutal an inning as I've ever seen, and as bad as a performance. Like you said, the highs and the lows. Judge made the great catch earlier in the game going against the wall. I still can't believe how that one after another in the 5th inning, how that inning unfolded. AJ in Staten Island. What's up, AJ?
Hey, how you going? How's it going, guys?
Hey, AJ, how you doing, pal?
First of all, I swear to God, I thought I was watching Space Jam when the aliens stole their talents in the 5th inning.
That's funny.
This is ridiculous. What happened over here? And another thing, could the Yankees have gone from a World Series team to a rebuild team in one inning?
Well, AJ, there's a lot with that.
Now,
yeah, go ahead. Finish your thought. Go ahead, real quick. Go ahead, buddy.
Rizzo's gone. We probably lost Soto in that inning, I think. What do we do with Glaber Verdugo, Jazz, what's going on? Cole could opt out.
We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. I can promise you the Yankees didn't lose Soto in that inning. They might lose Soto. It's not because of the inning. It's going to be about the money. We'll get to what should be, and I've got a plan for you here, both in the front office, in the dugout, and on the field. There needs to be sweeping changes. But right now we deal with the emotion of the Yankees losing the World Series in the most unlike Yankee fashion ever.
And the problem is that for the Yankees, all the things that were masked throughout the course of the regular season to a certain extent versus the Royals, versus the Guardians, they showed up in the biggest and worst way possible on the biggest stage at the worst time possible, which to me is not just about one bad inning or one bad game or one bad series. Like if you say, well, where were the Dodgers better? By the way, the Dodgers won without Ohtani and Betts doing anything really in this series.
And Muncy.
So oh my God, useless Muncy. He didn't make good at bats. Anyway, so if you say, well, the Dodgers are much better, and I agree, like I thought they were better, but where were they better? Were their stars better? No. Was their offense that much better than the Yankees? No. Was their pitching that much better? Maybe a little better in the starting rotation. Bullpen wasn't that much better than the Yankees. I forget the exact numbers. I got to look it up. They were actually kind of comparable. Where they were better was the simple playing the game, catching the ball, taking the extra base, putting the bat on the ball and driving in a run, taking advantage of the Yankees' mistake. Like, they were just better at playing baseball, keep churning out the game, play the game, hustle, run down the line, putting pressure on the Yankees, defense, whatever it may be. That's, to me, where they were better.
Yeah, I don't disagree. It was very obvious from game one and throughout the series, whether it's Betts making, 3 or 4 sliding nice plays in right field and Soto taking wacky routes to the ball, which allowed the Dodgers to take an extra base. And listen, we rehashed it all. The Torres stuff, and now you're throwing a little catcher's interference. It was just
the balk. I mean, geez.
God. That's where you're just not checked in.
Weaver was toast. You could see he was just toast last night.
3 straight games. I get it. And I give him a pass. Like I love Weaver, and he's a big piece of the future here. But when you disengage twice from the rubber, and then you do it again, and you know that you can't, and you can just see, like, as soon as he's like, as he's throwing the ball,
yeah, he knew it.
He's like, man, I do think that a lot of these players were mentally fried. But I got news for you. It's not like the Yankees took a different path here than the Dodgers. Like, it's not like the Dodgers got to the World Series in a private jet, and the Yankees had to walk 3,000 miles across the country to play baseball. It's the same road. I mean, now it's a different league, but it's the same amount of regular season games. It's a divisional, it's a league championship series, same off days, whatever. Dodgers were built better, dealt with it better, and the Yankees got so exposed last night. Now, and we'll get to this coming up on some level. I never thought that I would say this. If there's ever a shining light, like a moment of brightness mixed in with this darkness, it was so bad last night. This is going to actually be, if they do it right, a good thing for the Yankees, as crazy as that sounds.
BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll come back. More of your calls on the other side. Get into some of the different angles, why this happened, what needs to change moving forward, Soto free agency, all of that and more. Just getting started on this great Halloween. Happy Thursday. YED 888-808-1019. BT and Sal on the Fan.